Hello students, today we are going to start a topic which is known as gravitation. Let's start discussing about the topic gravitation. As all of you know that any object at a certain height is always fall downward towards the earth. Every planet in our solar system is moving around the sun. Moon is always moving around the earth. What is the reason behind these things? Today we are going to discuss about the reason behind all these things. The reason is gravitation. Now the question is that what is gravitation? How it is find out? And who finds the gravitation? For the answer of all these questions, I have given you a video. Watch this video carefully.
Gravitation. As we have learned, the phenomenon of gravitation was discovered by Sir Isaac Newton. As the story goes, he discovered the force by seeing an apple fall from a tree on the ground. He wondered why all apples fall vertically downward and not at an angle to the vertical. Why do they not fly off in a horizontal direction? After much thought, he came to the conclusion that the earth must be attracting the apple towards itself, and this attractive force must be directed towards the center of the earth. The direction from the apple on the tree to the center of the earth is the vertical direction at the position of the apple, and thus the apple falls vertically downwards. Newton thought that if the force of gravitation acts on apples on the tree at different heights from the surface of the earth, it can also act on objects at even greater heights, much farther away from the earth, like, for example, the moon. Can it act on even farther objects like the other planets and the sun? Introduction to scientists. Sir Isaac Newton, 1642 to 1727, was one of the greatest scientists of recent times. He was born in England. He gave his laws of motion, equations of motion, and theory of gravity in his book, Principia. Before this book was written,
So, by the incident of falling apple, Newton's had given a law which is known as universal law of gravitation. Universal law of gravitation. This law states that any two objects in the universe attract each other with a force known as gravitational force. This force is directly proportional to the product of their masses of the masses of the objects and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Mathematically, we can write F is directly proportional m1 into m2 and F is inversely proportional 1 upon r square, where F is the gravitational force, m1 is the mass of first object, m2 is the mass of second object, r is the distance between the objects. On combining above results, we get F proportional m1 m2 upon r square. To remove the constant of proportionality, we have to multiply this with a constant which is known as G. This is the force of gravitation, where G is gravitational constant and its value is 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 Newton meter square per kg square. This is the universal law of gravitation.